Welcome to another one of our video series on what makes this exercise great, and today we're going to look at the single dumbbell chest press. So really it's probably known mostly as an exercise to develop the chest muscles like the bench press, which it is. It definitely is that, but it's a lot more than just a simple chest exercise. So there's several things that are happening here, and I'm going to go through it. So obviously the first one, like we've spoken about, is obviously the strength in the chest, the shoulders, the triceps, everything that you would normally associate with the action of the chest press in every other exercise. But the unique part about this being on the Swiss ball, and with the dumbbell being unbalanced, so if I had it in the other hand, it makes it a lot simpler. Right, and the reason that it makes this really effective is because the weight being all on this side creates this feeling of my whole body is going to fall to the floor because I'm so unbalanced. So the only thing that can stop me from falling is my glute on this right side in particular. It's going to be really having to force itself up to push against the feeling of the dumbbell taking me this way. So I have an opposing force because I can't put my hand on the ground to stop that because the hand is holding the dumbbell. So my hand is out of action in this. So it really brings into play the glutes, but even more than that, it brings in the obliques. So the obliques are also helping in the glutes to create this opposing force of this massive dumbbell that's trying to fall to the ground, that's basically trying to pull me off the ball. So your body can sense this threat and all this danger that's about to happen to it. So it really works quite hard in trying to maintain it. Now, if my hips lower too much, and I don't, so in this case I don't lower, but so you can see here I stay quite level. If my hips drop to the ground, I lose a bit of that glute control, which means I also lose some of my upper body control. So I'll never be able to derive the strength out of this part of my body that I would have if I had stayed level like I am here. All right, so it's quite a clever exercise that you can use at times with people who are have trouble sort of initiating their core and their glutes in other exercises. The more the load increases, obviously the arm gets and the chest get hammered, but it's really probably they're going to feel it more here if that's where there's a known weakness within them that you find in other exercises. So it's quite a clever way you can use things. For example, it might really work well in combination with single leg exercises or various hip extension movements where maybe they're not getting their core to activate and their back is sort of aching a bit. Even lunges can help on some of those sort of movements, so they're really having to maintain this static sort of feeling. They can't have any movement through here. The whole body has to be really stiff and rigid so that this can move and you don't fall off the ball. All right, so this is why it's one of the exercises that I really use a lot. Also with beginners, it's a great way for them to bring in load without the danger of it falling on their face, so their other hand is free, so if something went wrong they could easily just grab the dumbbell with their other hand. All right, so it's also very a safer way for people to work with when they're sort of learning this movement with the dumbbell. Alright, so anyway, that's a nice short and sharp one for you. So it's a great exercise to add into any routine. So I hope if you get a bit more info out of this and really get to play around with it, and you'll see how much it can make a benefit to your training. Alright, I'll see you on the next video.